What is going on, you guys? So today I want to make a super quick video for you talking about how when you can't make a decision and basically how that means usually that you don't trust yourself. Now I know that might sound a little bit weird or a little bit crazy, so let me just go ahead and explain. So let's say you're like having a really tough time making a decision, you're overthinking it, you're not sure what the best decision is, the best move, which direction you should go. The reason that you're having trouble with that is you might be thinking like there's not a clear option, right? Like maybe you're not sure what the result is going to be of doing this decision or that decision. Like it's just not clear, a little bit blurry, and maybe they seem or maybe they seem equally as interesting or exciting. So the big thing that's holding you back behind all this is that you're overthinking and being too analytical about it and being too worried about failing or this future result. Like basically, especially, I don't know about other countries, but especially in the US and in maybe some other Western countries, like you're sort of taught growing up in a school that failing is a bad thing, right? Like don't fail. And realistically in life, it's the complete opposite, because you fail faster and you succeed faster because you're trying things, you're growing, right? And, it's like getting on a bike and then falling down. Like you just got to keep trying so you can make it happen, learn the skill, whatever it is, like business, anything. Now, the key limiting factor behind all this is the overthinking and the being overly analytical. You're holding yourself back from progress. And funny enough, both decisions, even if they might not seem the best after you get the result, like that result maybe you're worried about, for example, or you're not sure what kind of result you're going to get. Even after that, it's still a positive thing. This is what I want you to take away from this video. It's going to be super short, so it's always going to be a positive thing because you're going to have gone through the experience. So you got the experience and you're going to have learned something. Or maybe have learned a few things from it, a few lessons, as well as whether or not that was the right path for you, which means that you can course correct now. You can see how it's always going to be positive now, right? Because even if it doesn't work, it's a failure or a rejection, it's still a success because now it's getting you to course correct. It's like a plane going in the wrong direction, but now they fixed it, right? And so it's always going to be positive. Basically, it's always a redirection towards where you want to go. Now, the last thing that I want to say here is maybe likely the reason that you're having trouble with this is maybe you don't trust yourself enough, right? Like for some reason you don't trust yourself with that decision. And maybe that's through your experience so far, right? Like maybe you felt like, oh, that decision, it led me here, that didn't go the best in the past. And so you're afraid to make a decision now, which ironically, being afraid, you're in survival mode. Like you've got this fear, right? Like sort of like fight or flight. So you're essentially paralyzed. And it's not exactly analysis paralysis, like because maybe you only have two options, right? But it paralyzes you with fear. So you hold yourself back and you stay in that position because of mistakes or things that happened in the past. And what you need to realize is if we loop it all back around to what I said before, it's always positive. And let me say this too, like if it was something that was difficult, challenging, tough to deal with, emotionally, mentally, like I'm really sorry. And two things can be true at the same time. Right, so if you play victim to the thing that happened then you're always going to play into that narrative. Like it's like you're feeding this animal, like you're feeding your fear rather than feeding your growth and the positive trajectory towards growth, right? So I just want you to remember that, because at the end of the day, like I know it might have seemed difficult, it's always positive, because you learn, you grow, and if you make sure to get back up, that's the key difference here, right? If you stay down, stay in fear, you let it control you, you'll stay there. If you don't, if you get back up and keep going, you're always going to keep going, making little progress towards a positive result, towards where you really want to be. Okay? I hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and you got this, bro.